Think you need a title to be a leader? Think again. Leadership isn't about the corner office, a fancy nameplate, or even being in charge. Real leadership is about influence, and you can lead from anywhere. Today, we're talking about a powerful truth. You don't need a title to be a leader. So let's go ahead and get into it. Kari, let me ask you this. When you hear the word leadership, what does that mean to you? And do you
Mm.
think someone needs a title to truly lead?
That's a good question, Ken. I don't. I think that leadership should be considered as influence and not as a position. So in other words, I don't think you need a specific title to lead. You could think about, and there are examples all over the place
Yeah.
where you could have someone that is maybe more junior but steps up, provides insight, provides perspective, boosts morale, and people are respective of that person. And that's, even though they're not the manager, that's leadership. I'll give you another example. So I'm in a position right now at work where I am not the most senior person in the company, obviously, but I have great interactions with my CEO, my COO, and there are times where I direct them on where they need to be, what they need
Yeah.
to say, particularly with particular audiences. And so they rely on me to provide them with that direction. I'm not as senior as they are, but they rely on me to help them craft messages and making sure that they stay on point. And so I think in order to you get to that place, though, that level of influence needs to be built upon. And it starts with trust, consistency, and allowing people to rely on you and for you to give them what they need in order to be successful. So you can't start off with that. I think it takes time to build that. But ultimately, I think anybody that is trustworthy and you have a great example, a great working history can provide that level of influence.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that that's the kind of leadership people actually remember. You don't need
Mhm.
authority to make an impact. You just need to show up in a way that lifts other people up.
That's right.
The truth is, anyone can be given a title, but not
That's right.
everyone earns that influence that comes
That's
with
right.
it. Influence
Absolutely.
is built through consistency and service in a way that
Yep.
you treat people and the trust you establish over time. And that's kind of what keeps those doors open even long after the title fades. So, yeah,
That's right. And I would just add to that that, titles can open the door,
yeah,
but that influence, that's what keeps the door open. And so that stays longer and has longer staying power than any title ever could.
yeah, absolutely.
The other thing I would say around you don't need a title to lead is everyday leadership moments that matter. And so you can take a look at a bazillion examples out there. This one I speak from personally because years ago, my family and I, we had a tragedy in our family, but we didn't allow, as Robin Roberts would say, we didn't allow our mess to be our message. And so, in other words, what we decided to do was not stay in a state of depression or stay in a state of grief. We
Yeah,
wanted to make sure that we were enabling other people and empowering other families that may be going through a similar plight or situation that we did. And I think that's what really matters, being present, being able to help other
yeah,
people. That's what really matters. And so, those everyday moments, those small things,
yeah,
that's what really matters, right? And so, leadership, it isn't reserved for like the big stages. It's
yeah,
found in
very
those
true.
conversations that happen every day, that quiet encouragement, those soft pats on the back, and just being there when people need you. That's what leadership is. And so I think that's a part of that influence piece where you have the courage to do the right thing even when nobody is watching.
Very true. You're absolutely right. Leadership isn't always loud or flashy. I think
That's
some of the
right.
most powerful examples of leadership happen in those everyday moments.
Yeah.
It's the
Yes, sir.
quiet encouragement, the steady presence, the small choices that we make that show other people what matters. It's those
Mhm.
little things that leave the biggest impact. The way
Yes,
you
sir.
treat people, the way you serve and support, That's what creates that kind of ripple effect. And long
Yep.
after your position changes or your title changes, it's your influence that will still be shaping lives. Last point that I'll make there is that people may forget your title, but they will never forget how you showed up for them.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. Maya Angelou said, people may forget who you are, what you said to them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I think that goes
absolutely.
along with that as well, that level of influence and helping people out and
Yeah.
letting them know that you care for them. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I could quote Maya all day long. I mean, she was truly an inspirational
Yes,
leader
sir.
that led that way. So, yeah, absolutely. Any last comments?
No, I think you nailed it today, Ken. I think a lot of it is thinking about how we can build up that level of influence. Remember that it takes time to do it, but once you're there, it is a place where people will gravitate towards you and rely upon your insight and perspective.
Absolutely. This conversation reminds us that leadership is about presence, not position. It's easy to think leadership belongs to those with titles, but the truth is, every single one of us has influence. Whether you're lifting up your teammate or simply choosing to do the right thing in private, it's those moments that actually matter. So here's the thing. You don't need a title to lead. Every day, in every small action, you have the power to influence, to serve, and to make a difference. Lead where you are with what you have and watch that impact grow. We would love to hear from you, so please hit that like button and share your story or your act of leadership in the comments, and let's inspire each other.
I want to remind everybody to lead with love, laugh with grace, and lift someone up today. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for joining us today. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll explore Start Where You Stand, leading from your current season. See you on the next one. Ciao.